What's going on, y'all? So listen. Oh my goodness. If I look, girl, I just woke up. I'm so mad at myself. Cause you know what was gonna happen? I had a late night. It was a good night. It was a good night. You know, I was kicking with some friends or whatever, and I actually had a night where I was out. Okay. So there's that. Didn't get up early enough, baby, and it was just a combination of the whole week just coming down on me, bitch. My ass was up in here sleep on and off all fucking day. I had forgot that this shit came on today, and I am so glad that I decided to download the app just because I needed to look at Bell Collective, right? And the episode was already up. I said thank God, because I would have had to wait until like the 11 o'clock showing of this, because I had missed half of the first showing. Girl, a mess. I'm gonna get it together, girl. I'm gonna get it together, okay? Body is just acclimating. But anyway, we are back again for another episode review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I still got to get into I don't know, but for some reason it just don't feel like, maybe because this just don't feel like a new season. It feels like the continuation of the last season, so it's like no promptness to it or whatever. I don't know. It just feels a little weird. It feels a little weird. But anyway, we are back again for another episode review of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 5, Episode 2. We pick up where we left off with them going at it with Tiffany and Lewis, okay? At the end of the day, Lewis and Tiffany, of course, they're going to get in their feelings. You know, they're in their feelings because of the fact that Dr. Francis don't think that they're being real. Everybody don't think that they are being real. And that is because they are not being real. They are being fake. They have this facade. And anyway. All right. We ain't gonna do that this review. Now let me put this on mute, okay? Because that just threw me off. Anyway, Anyway, what was I saying? They fake as shit. That's just basically what we can sum this first part. This first 15 minutes of the episode, you know, they continuing with the little therapy session that they had at the dinner, right? And he said, you know, remember when I put the game up there? Y'all playing the damn game. That's just basically what it is. You trying to put on this facade to be this way, be this way. Lewis, you using all these big words. You going around the corner without actually having to answer stuff, thinking that you don't need to answer stuff, you know. And of course, Tiffany, she gets in her feelings because how dare you ask and say that I'm being fake or whatever, and our marriage is fake and all this shit. So the next day, you got Marceau up in the kitchen cooking, you know, being the housewife that he should be. I'm mad I said that, but you know, I was just really surprised that Marceau took it upon himself to cook for everybody, you know, instead of having Tisha down there, because I mean, y'all know how they are with these gender roles. But that food look good. I ain't gonna lie, Marceau, you look like you can burn, okay? You know, I ain't had bacon and eggs in a long time. I just brought a carton of eggs, okay, girl? It's just been a minute. I'm still getting my shit together. But girl, listen, he up in there cooking. Lewis come up in there, and I'm not even mad at Marceau for feeling the way that he feels about Lewis and Tiffany and this whole situation with Dr. Francis and being able to gloat on their asses, because, you know, now Lewis trying to say that he feels and understands a little bit about what happened with Tisha and Marceau and how they felt last season. Baby, I feel like I'm a little crooked, but bitch, we'll make through it. How they felt last season or whatever, you know, especially during the reunion when they brought up all this stuff about them talking on their marriage. It doesn't feel great for anybody to come in and to just, it's one thing to have your friends and your family to say things about your relationship or about what it is that's going on in your life and all that. But it's another thing to have somebody that you do not know to come in who has not sat down and even tried to truly get to know you and haven't even known you long enough to speak on your relationship and to judge you. Because the way, and I would say this and continue to say this, when Lewis and Tiffany came into this group last season, it was last season, right? Well, we're going to say season 3, okay? Because they say that this season 5. We're going to say season 3. When they came up into this group, they came in very much judgmental, and they did a lot they did a lot to Marshall on talking about Marcel's and Tisha's relationship. And mostly because this is the reason why I did not like them, because they came in almost as if they were speaking and making their opinions for Tisha and Marshall from a fan's perspective. Meaning that they sat there, watched season 1, watched season 2, part of season 3 or whenever the fuck they is that they came on, and they was ready to go in on their relationship, because at this point, besides Melody and Martell, because of course they're not going to talk about Melody and Martell, because at the time Tiffany and Melody, they're real cool, right? Allegedly Tiffany was brought into the group by Melody, right? So we're not going to talk about their relationship. Kimmy and Maurice, we don't really know them like that. They really haven't been putting nothing out there for us to truly talk about that season. So we don't really have nothing to talk about for their relationship. But let's get on Marcel and Tiffany, because everybody and their mama been talking about their relationship. So let's go ahead and come in and talk about how they got so much issues. Who cares if they've been together for so many years? You know, they thinking this, and we can see that this is happening and all this stuff and all this stuff. That's what turned a lot of us off, because yeah, we can say that as the viewers, because we were seeing what was going on. You coming into a group and you don't know these people like that, and you're trying to be acclimated to the cast, and you're trying to become cool with them. You do not start off by diagnosing and speaking on another person's relationship, and you have no idea who they are. You're coming in as a fan, you know? And that's not how you get to be cool with a person. You know what I'm saying? So Marcel and Tisha, regardless of how we feel about them, they had every right to be offended. And that's why Marcel said, so basically, Dr. Francis pulled a Lewis on you. And you don't like how that feel. You know, I do appreciate the fact that when Kimmy came down there, and Marcel, you know, of course, like I said, Lewis and Tiffany, they're going to be up in their feelings or whatever. Kimmy was asking her, like, basically, you're one way when you're, like, away from this whole group thing, whatever, but then you was another way with me, especially when it came to the baby situation. You basically told me in our little intimate conversation that we was having that Lewis really wasn't on board. Now when you get up here with this, situation with Dr. Francis in front of the group or whatever, you kind of wishy-washy, even though you said that Lewis was wishy-washy. It's a different response, a different level of response. And like Marcel said, all of it comes down to tone. You know what I'm saying? It comes down to tone and everything. You want to know what kind of pissed me off about Tiffany and Lewis? It was one particular scene where, you know, while they were still having their little conversation and doing their thing or whatever, you know, Tiffany was up in her feelings and all that because, you know, Dr. Francis brought up the whole situation about the 3 losses, you know, being born. Well, that's not a loss. Being born and put into foster care, that's one. Having fucked up parents and then losing a baby, something like that, or getting a divorce, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why she wanted a baby, okay? So that you can have somebody that's going to depend on you, somebody that needs you, somebody that wants you, somebody that's never going to leave you. Understandable, okay? You're replacing loss with another. You know what I'm saying? So cool. Boom, boom, bam. When they get through with that, they was up in, they was up in their room because Dr. Francis had asked them earlier, have you ever, anybody else experienced the loss, right? And then, you know, of course, some people was talking. We already heard about Tisha and her, her friend who unfortunately lost her life. And I really want to know some more information about that, because when they said that the friend literally just had a baby, probably like 2 months before, I don't know, but it feels as though it probably was something dealing with childbirth. Like, did she have an internal bleed or anything? Because especially when it comes to Black women, you know, they don't want to listen to us. And we die more often during or after childbirth or whatever, and having complications and stuff, because they don't want to listen to us. You know, so shit like that could have happened. I don't know, but I feel sorry, because that's sad. Leaving an infant baby without a mother, it's very, very sad. But then, you know, Lewis, you know, he was talking about, I guess, the situation with his father. And, you know, prior to that, he said he did have a loss. And we did see last season that, you know, the reason why he had to leave the men's trip or whatever, because he did experience a loss. And, you know, it was a funeral or whatever that he had to go to. But, you know, he actually showed a vulnerable side of him, and he let a couple of tears drop. And Dr. Francis was here for it, because, you know, he ain't got that guard up now. You know what I'm saying? but it went right back up. It went right back up. You know, and they was up in their room talking and all that shit. And she was like, maybe you need to talk to your daddy because you ain't had that type of relationship with your father. You know, he was like, I mean, you know, he wasn't there for some of my games or whatever. But then, you know, I talked to him and then he came there. He never missed a game ever since or whatever. Woo, woo, woo. You know, and he talking. And this is the first time that we actually see some real shit from Lewis instead of him putting up this facade like he know everything and everything is all fucking perfect. The man broke down a little bit, right? He still got tears coming down his eyes and everything. He is vulnerable, bitch. You know, and Tiffany's sitting over there like this. But maybe you still like need to talk to your daddy or whatever. The whole time I'm sitting here like this. She finna get up and go hug a man? She finna get up and go hug a man? She finna get up and go hug a man? Bitch. Tiffany didn't get up until the very end, and all we saw her do is wipe his tears as she was like 6 feet apart from him. I was really mad at that because the person that I am, I see my boo over here having a goddamn moment. I don't give a damn if he say, I ain't no bitch. I mean, that ain't my sis. I don't give a damn if she say, but I'm gonna put myself in a woman's perspective that likes a man. I don't give a damn what he say, cause you know some of y'all niggas can be stubborn as hell. No, just give me this minute. Fuck that. You crying, baby. I don't want to see you doing all of that. Come lay right here on this bosom, and I'm gonna cradle you, and I'm gonna rub your head. Go ahead and let them tears flow. Let them tears flow. I said, damn, Tiffany, go over there and rub your man back. Shit. Social fucking affection. Don't just wipe his tears. Let him cry on you. If I cry, you cry. We cry together, bitch. Damn. I was just like, girl, y'all make me sick. Ugh. So, girl, Melody went to go meet up with Martell mama. And all I'm going to say is this. I feel as though it was kind of pointless because I don't feel like they really got anything accomplished besides the fact that I'm going to unblock you and, you know, you can pull up or whatever to my house because I really ain't got no problem with you. You know, you the kid, my mama, and, you know, you used to call me Mama Hope all the time. So that's just what it is. Bitch, I get where Melody is coming from, girl. You ain't gonna talk shit about me and then you gonna think that it's gonna be cool or whatever. But then when you see me, it's like, oh, girl, you know, I ain't got no problem with you. And mama still sat there and said, you know, because Melody's whole thing was, you take up for your son. Granted, I get it. You got mama's boys all the time, okay? But you do have some, mama's boys get a bad rep. Because the ones that we see most of the times are the mother's boys who mamas really will just do what Martell mama is doing. Not hold them accountable for anything, not make them take responsibility, take their side on everything, regardless of if they're wrong or right, you know, and just don't call them out. You can love your child, you can love the person that you are with, and it does not mean anything less when you open up your mouth and tell them, baby, you are wrong in this situation. You need to handle this situation. You need to rectify this situation. What you did was truly ain't no ifs, and about it. I love you with the depths of my soul. I love you. But you fucked up, okay? We have yet to see Martell mama do that. And you know, because I honestly feel as though she don't feel like he did anything wrong. I really feel as though she don't feel like he did anything wrong. And that's why, you know, Melody sent that text message and she said, don't bother responding back because I'm going to block you. You know what I'm saying? But they talked it out. I mean, when I say that it was no reason for the sit down because it really didn't get beyond the surface. That's what I'm talking about. You can tell that regardless, it's still some issues there. And obviously, it had to be for you to, you know, block a person. And I feel like Mel was just trying to give respect because that is her elder at this point. And, you know, have respect for your elders. And it's also, you know, her kid's grandmother. So I'm not finna get all out of my out of pocket with her on camera. But at the end of the day, you know, Marlene has that type of disposition that makes it like kind of hard to be pissed off at her, but you know you should be pissed off at her. It's just the way that she carry herself. Y'all get what I'm saying? And those type of people is kind of dangerous because you just don't know which way. Like, damn, I know I should be mad as hell at her, but shit, when she's sitting right here in front of me, I really can't do that. You know, she got one of those type of things, and I feel like that's where Martell gets that shit from, you know. But for her to still sit there and call her lazy and lazy and lazy and lazy. And I'm just sitting here like, see, this is what I'm talking about. And, you know, Melody is better than me because I would have said, bitch. But see, Mel wants a relationship. She wants her to be on the good foot. And that's why she didn't come out her ass with it, which is the more mature and adult thing to do. Baby, that's why Ashley ain't there yet. Because you're not going to keep on calling me shit that I already told you is not true. And I've already told you that, you know, me and your son agreed that you said that we do too much, and now you keep on saying that I'm lazy. Child, anybody got time for that? But at the end of the day, they work whatever it is that they needed to work out for that time being so that they can get onto the step of actually having more communication. They're working on that. This is going to open up. This is not fixing everything. This is just opening up the door so that they can try to get back to where they were. They're not going to ever truly be back to where they were because Martell and Melody are done. And I just want to know how she feels now with all this shit that's going on, this back and forth that's been going on in social media and the custody shit that's been happening. Do she still feel the same way about Mel now that she just said in this show? I wonder. So, yeah. Now, when I was talking about Lewis and them and this little thing, that happened later on in the episode. You know, I had mentioned it at the beginning or whatever, but it happened on the same day, but later in the episode. But anyway, so that was that. I just love to see people show vulnerability, okay? And I'm probably saying that from my own experience because, you know, there was once a time, look at Dr. Francis got us all like reevaluating ourselves and shit. But listen, there was a time, and probably still is to a certain extent, that you could never get me to open up about anything, okay? I'm not that bitch that's gonna cry in front of somebody. I'm not going to tell you when I'm hurting. I'm not going to tell you nothing. But y'all done seen recently, actually get on this camera and I'll talk to y'all stuff about stuff that's going on a little bit, you know, and it's gotten to a point where I actually am opening up to people around me about stuff that's going on, whether it goes the way I want it to go or not. But I'm opening up slightly a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I'm being able to show my vulnerable side or whatever. So, you know, I like when I see people doing that. I feel like that is a sign of growth, okay? Because I can be so guarded. You know what I'm saying? Because I really just don't trust people with my feelings. Because I've had more than one incidents where I put my feelings out, I put myself out there online, and it just backfired, and it just did not go the way that I thought it was going to go, and it was used against me. So I just, you know, enough about me, but I'm just saying, you know, I have to relate to the stuff sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta put that up in there. And then we get Martell, you know, Mama Hope come up in there to talk to Martell or whatever. He trying to get his wine stuff together. Now, I don't know. I have to taste that wine, to have somebody else taste the wine or whatever to see if it tastes good. You know, a real person, not a paid person. Because I just don't know how I feel about somebody that don't drink wine, that, you know, selling wine or whatever, but it could taste good. You know what I'm saying? Give me a bottle so I can taste it, promote it, whatever. Fuck all that. Let me stop playing. Anyway, I don't know. But you know, he trying to get his business. He trying to make it seem like he doing his thing. Okay? Martell got tired of people saying, listen, Mel up here doing this. Bitch, what are you doing? Okay? He said, well, I'm trying to get this wine out. All right. Do what you got to do. And so, you know, Marlene, she tells him that, you know, her and Melody met up and trying to make it seem as though they really had this big breakthrough, and I understand why she going through what she going through. I mean, because she hurt, you know, she a mother and all this stuff, whatever. Because your son ain't shit. I wish you would just say that. But of course she not. But you know, here go Martell. Well, look at Melody trying to grow up, trying to come on through. I mean, you know, on the positive tip. I said, sir, all right, we're gonna leave it right there. We ain't gonna do too much on that, okay? So we get Tisha and Marceau. Dr. Francis wind up taking them to the side and talking to them privately, you know, just them. And go back to the beginning when Marceau was making not dinner, but breakfast. And then, you know, Lewis came up in there. He had the nerve to say, well, see, Lewis, you're not open to this whole process. I'm open to the process and all this shit. Making it seem like he really invested in it. Granted, had Tisha not tricked him to be up in there, he would not have been invested in it. But I get what he's saying, you know, but at the same time, we get to this little one-on-one session that they had with Dr. Francis. And, you know, he points out how, you know, Tisha's ready to do this thing this way and be more whatever, but Marcel really not. Marcel make it seem as if their relationship is perfect. Their relationship is all well. Everything that they've been doing has been working. It doesn't need to change and all that. The only thing that they had is for the past 3 or 4 years, they probably had like these external forces trying to break through their shit. And I was like, what are you talking about? But then when they went on ahead and did the back, you know, the little flashbacks, I was like, okay, yeah, you know, ever since they got onto this show for the past 3 or 4 years that this show has been on, you know, people have been saying the same thing, that something is not right with their relationship. You know, coming at him about allegedly cheating, and, you know, the way that he treats Tisha, the way that he talks down to Tisha, the way that all of this stuff. And then you get Tisha talking about some, you know, I just learned because God told me to be obedient to my husband, and this is the man that God gave me, and, you know, I learned to do all this stuff and be submissive to him or whatever it's supposed to. I was listening to her and I was just like, what? When she said that shit about God, girl, Dr. Francis was looking like, now what God got to do with, why you bring God up in this? It was almost as if he was confused. Because at one point, Dr. Francis had to cut us short, okay? All I got to say is I feel as though Marcel and Tisha are full of shit. And when we want to talk about couples that are not being real, I say still, even though we know a lot of stuff about Tisha and Marcel, we still don't know everything that, a clear everything on them. And I still feel like it's shit that they had. Okay, it really is, you know, but that's neither here nor there. We've been feeling that way about Tisha and Marcel, and that they're full of it. So hey, it is what it is. And so the end of the episode was with Maurice and Dr. Francis. Girl, Maurice, Kimmy, and Dr. Francis. And remember in the first episode from last week when I was just talking about Maurice. When I was talking about him and his sex issue. So this is where he brings it up about basically feeling as though there should not be any reason why, you know, a wife shouldn't give husband sex every day. Okay. And you know, damn, this shirt is just fucked up. I done lost some weight, so it's all big on me and shit. I lost some weight, child. Anyway, because it used to be tight. Now it's all loose and shit. But, because bitch, I know I done dropped a few pounds in this past month. Shit, I know that's right. But anyway, this whole sex issue or whatever, you know, before they came here, Maurice and Kimmy was going over this whole situation about how many times they should have sex. He want to have, damn it, please do not come at me. Okay? He want to have multiple times a day. All right? It's one thing to say that you want to have sex every day. And then it's another thing to say that you want to have sex every day, but multiple times a day. That is a goddamn lot for some people. Okay? And then it's so sexist, it's so misogynistic and everything, because he literally sat there and said to Dr. Francis, I really don't feel like there's no reason why your wife or whoever in the relationship tell you that you're not supposed to have sex every day, okay, or multiple times a day. Because, you know, basically trying to make it seem as if you're supposed to just do it. No, we are not in the caveman era, okay? Women had sex back in the day with their husband or whoever they was living with, because listen, 9 out of 10, they weren't working. They was just at home. They ain't had nothing else to do. So therefore, let me fuck my man, okay? That's all they expected of me anyway. Women got to get the fuck up. They go outside. They go do their job or whatever. They independent, some of them. And even then, they got to come home, take care of the household and everything. What Kimmy was saying. It is so fucking rude and just ignorant to think that a woman is supposed to automatically, just because she's married to you, automatically just lay down and give you sex anytime that you want it. Just because you are married or in a relationship with a person does not mean that you deserve sex any and every time that you want it. Okay? You have no idea. And this is what is so fucking insensitive at that. And I'm so glad Dr. Francis was like, don't you realize or don't you understand that she as a woman has a right to her own body? You know what I'm saying? You know, you don't control her body. And granted, yeah, you can voice your opinion about wanting something this often or whatever, but you also have to listen to your mate, because it's not just about you. When you get into a relationship, we is not in that day and age where sex is just about the man. Sex is about both of us, okay? You want to get yours, I want to get mine too, okay? So I want to make sure you're enjoying it just as much as I am enjoying it. Because if you're not, and it's just me, that does not make me feel good. All right. That does not make me feel like I'm doing my job and pleasing you or making you feel a certain type of way or whatever. That does not make me feel like we connecting or anything like that. Maybe I'm coming from a woman's perspective and that's how come I see things like that. But no, it's very much barbaric. It's very much barbaric to say we should have sex every day regardless of the issues. Listen, bitch. You probably done fuck me up so bad, meaning that whatever the hell you said to me or whatever we done got into it, I don't want to fuck you. Okay, that's one. All right, maybe my cycle is on or it's about to come on and I'm cramping like a bitch. Okay, and I don't want to do all that shit. I'm not ready to be turned into no pretzel tonight. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be bent over and nothing like that because it hurts. You know, I'm in pain, bitch. Okay, maybe it's something going on internally with me that's more than that. You know, and I don't even know. Okay, like, damn, can I just... What? It's so many reasons why a woman don't want to have sex every time that you want to have sex, and it is okay. Kimmy and the problem is when Maurice say stuff like this, it just makes it seem as if Kimmy ain't giving him nothing at all. Okay, and she really is. She's compromising, and like she said, before we was together, I was just taking care of a child and a man. Now I got a house full of boys and a whole house to take care of and going to work and doing all this stuff and all this shit. Bitch, you be tired when you come home, okay? And everybody ain't the Energizer Bunny. Everybody's sex drive ain't the same, you know. And I just feel like it's very, very much insensitive that the way that Maurice keep on, you know, harping on this sex issue. And it's almost like you setting it up to be like, well, you know, if we find out that he done cheated on her, it's because he wouldn't give her sex. And it's almost reminiscent to the same thing that Martell did. Because wasn't that for the longest one of the reasons why he said he cheated and was doing what he was doing with his baby mama? Because, you know, she was doing things to him that Melody wouldn't. That's what it's setting it up for, okay? So I'm just sitting here looking at Maurice like, boy, you Scott brothers are so fucking old-fashioned and barbaric. And now don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I give it to you if I want to give it to you. If I feel like you deserve it, you know, I ain't got no problem doing it every day, whatever. You know, but sometimes you just got to be in the goddamn mood, bitch. Sometimes you be tired, okay? And granted, you know, sometimes you deserve it, but fuck. What about my needs, okay? Can we both compromise on this shit? I feel like Maurice was out of line. But anyway, y'all tell me how y'all feel about the whole situation. And I'll see y'all later.